So I am trying to go, I'm using Restream, and this is my second time using this service. I'm not sure the quality is what I need, so we're just gonna, this might be less quality than normal. Why? Well, we have to experiment. If we don't try new things, we're not gonna learn anything. Alright, well, this looks pretty good. So, first of all, Restream is a browser-based service, and for 3 streams, I can do one video stream to 3 places like YouTube and X. And I'll probably start streaming on Rumble and Twitch. Hello, 6 people. Well, it looks like there's comments. How do I read the comments? There's the comment section. Test, yeah, Nexum. Yeah, I'm really, I'm pleased. I think I'm pleased with this service. I'll have to watch the reruns. I did just try to do it on the Chromebook, which is a budget laptop. It's an ASUS. It was like a $250 laptop, but it didn't work. It's only, well, it is 80 degrees in here. I got the fan on it. Maybe it's too warm. I don't know. It's kind of like, when it comes to computers, it's like a 3-year-old. It has limitations. My Macintosh is broken. That would probably do it okay. Matter of fact, I got to order some parts for that. Well, I did some fun posting today. First of all, on Twitter, I posted links to build your own air conditioning system like I have, so you don't have an electric bill. And I'm running my air conditioner on solar panels, and I have something called an inverter combination charge controller all in one. So it goes right from the solar panels to the inverter to the air conditioner. Where most systems would take it would be batteries, inverter, air conditioner, and then it would be solar, charge controller, batteries. I'm a little hungover. I had 3 beers this morning. Then I had a nap. These days when I'm a little hungover, I'm pretty creative. It's a little bit of a manic sometimes. I get overly excited about certain things, and I'll invent 10 new ideas. I really should just call this the ADHD channel. Today's topics are 300. Yeah. Let me give some positive words about Donald Trump. As you know, I ran for president myself, and I ran against Donald Trump. Now that I've lost, and he is the president, I think it's important that we try to help him do the best job possible. And the way we do that is through giving him creative solutions. Trump's going to do what he wants to do. You probably can't talk him out of it. What he isn't going to do is what you're thinking. You might have some great ideas, and you haven't told Trump, because most people just waste their time saying, don't do that, you're a moron, and all this criticism, when they could be trying to help Donald Trump. You know, you could write Donald Trump a letter, send it to the White House, Pennsylvania Avenue. And they read those, by the way, because if you send him a bomb threat, guaranteed you're getting a knock on the door. Well, how they know that? Well, because they read it, all right? So they do read the mail. And sometimes they write back. So I don't have a printer, and I'm going to send Donald Trump a personal letter because I'm trying to have him appoint me to be the U.S. ambassador to Iran, the first one in 45 years. No. You know what? I've asked you not to contact me. You've caused me tremendous pain and suffering. You're basically a criminal, all right? I would never give you an interview. The only time I'm going to see you is in court. You've caused tremendous pain and suffering for me. I think you're a sociopath. You need to get your own life. I'm adding you to the block list here. I'm really upset you keep trying to fucking leave me alone. All right? I don't know what your problem is. I don't know who's paying you. Like, get a fucking life. All right? Called me every name under the sun. So if I'm the giant loser that you say I am, what does that make you? A giant loser. All right? So you go get your own life. Go do something with yourself. Get the fuck off my channel. You pull the lion's tail, something bad's going to happen, all right? Also, you're a coward. You know who I am, but I don't know who you are. Because if I did know who you were, I'd be suing you. Scumbag. All right. Trump. Okay, so I do think even though the stock market lost a bunch of money and a lot of people are panicking, you're not using that money. Yeah, you're thinking, oh no, my retirement, I'm not going to have as much. This money is like Bitcoins. It goes up and down. It's really phony money. And we got the haves and the have-nots. And it's so hard to comprehend money, but I'm going to try to do it real quick. This is just a DVD case, okay? That sticker, what percentage of the surface area is that sticker? Let's say it's 1%, all right? So is it fair that 1% of the population have 80% of all the money? 80% of all money is controlled by the 1%. That's pretty crazy. And the people with the money aren't spending the money. So when all that money just sits there idle, the wheels of the economy are not in motion. And money is like lubrication. It unsticks things. I've loaned people lots of money many times, and many people have loaned me money. And it helps people get out of a jam. And most people have paid me back. Most. My old landlord owes me like almost $50,000. He robbed me. I helped him get out of a jam. And my other friend loaned him $10,000 to remodel his rental unit, and I did the work, and he didn't pay me. And we helped him get out of a jam, and then he fucked me over by evicting me for no cause, ruined my, turned my life upside down. I'm not sure why I'm talking about this. So what Trump did this last week with the tariffs, let's just call it bad. Well, the perception of bad is going to be overturned by the end of next week, which is the 13th. The ratio, 1% on 17% of all U.S. stocks. Man, this service, it's so small. It's really, you can barely see the comments here. Oops. Anyways, it's good to know you guys are here. So the New World Order, let's pretend the New World Order is happening. Brain, you'll be able to take me to court? What did I do to you? Fuck off. You're on the block list. People making threats to me. Fuck you people. I've done nothing to you. Nothing. Jack from Crypto Wage Extreme, you go get a life. I don't know what your problem is. Like literally, I've done nothing to you. Causing me stress, saying you're going to sue me. For what? Dickhead. Like literally, my channel is not about other citizens. It's about politics. Hello, Steve. Yeah, my channel is about politics, about engineering, entrepreneurialism. If you're rude to me, I block you. It's just that easy. If you were a neighbor and you were rude to me and you kept coming over to my house, I would just call the police. Like, you need to learn boundaries, and you need to get your shit together, and you need to leave other people alone. When somebody doesn't leave another person alone, that's harassment. All right? Straight up harassment. I'm doing really good. Little hungover. Yeah. I'm realizing I got terrible ADHD, and I have trouble finishing things because I'm always doing 10 things at once poorly. And but today I was just like, just treat this like working out. Just do it. Just quit making excuses and just pump that iron. Just do it. Clean up that desk. Get organized. How many hours did I put on the calendar yesterday or the day before for cleaning? 0. So I need to take more action. How many hours did I put on the calendar making excuses? Many. So, and honestly, these people harassing me hurt me. Crypto Wagey Extreme, Chris, fuck you too. Get the fuck out of my life. Fuck off. Show your real face and start your own channel about yourself. then you're going to have some other motherfucking dipshit fucking with you, and you'll see how you like it. All right, piece of shit. You know, you don't like my politics? You run for office. Get off your ass and do something with your life. Crazy. All right, let me pull up politically incorrect. I do have it open. Here's one about Harbor Freight. It's not possible to buy cheap tools now. Man, we gotta fix this. Like, I bought some stuff at Harbor Freight on a couple days ago, and I was just looking at things. Like, I need a torque. I don't need. I mean, I'd like to have a torque wrench. I was like $150. That seems like a lot. When was the last time I needed to torque something? Kind of never. I kind of thought about a torque wrench when I was snugging up the bearings on my trailer with my 1 1/8". And I thought, I wonder what the torque is on these. I probably should get a torque wrench and find the specifications and just set it to the specifications. I'm really excited about joining my this local synagogue, and I realized they don't have a stream. They don't live stream their sermons, so I could offer that to them. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to do stuff like that. Boy, Trump really got everybody's attention with this tariff. It hurt. It's. I mean, if you're in the stock market, most likely you lost a little bit of money this week, and it's gonna. Don't freak out too much. For the people who hate the Jews, let me give you some confidence. The Jews are good people. And what do the Jews want? They want money. And how do they get money? By selling things. And who do you sell things to? People with money. And if the economy's broken and there's no money, nothing gets sold. Nothing gets built. Factories start closing. And famine. Like, you might not believe this, but Jews really do care about humanity. They don't have respect for stupid people. And why should you? I mean, you should feel pity for stupid people who can't stop hurting themselves and shooting themselves in the foot and sabotaging their life. They're just dumb animals. And some people are absolutely dumb fucking animals. Like the guy in Portland and Crypto Wagey Extreme. They're obsessive. Like, they're serial killer level obsession. They don't know how to live their own life. They've got so much poison in their body. You know, and like, this is why we have prisons for people like this. Oh. Well, since Jews are running the world, and also know this, somebody was always going to run the world, and it was never going to be you. So don't be mad at the Jews for busting their ass, having this synchronized global economy. All right, I'm coming to a point here. I think the New World Order wants to get rid of tariffs. The New World Order is about order. It's about taking resources from one area, moving them to another area to make things for everybody, and getting rid of tariffs, getting rid of customs, Imagine if there was no customs department because we were all one global community. What if you didn't need passports anymore because we're all global citizens and you could go anywhere you wanted? Wouldn't that be great? Goodbye, freak. Says his life's 100 times better than mine. Great, then leave me alone. If you recognize that you're hurting me, that I'm not as good as you, then that means you're hurting me. All right, so leave me alone, you fucking retard. Sociopath. You're not welcome here. And making other accounts to harass me here is additional harassment. This is video. It's going on the record here. All right? You're committing a crime. You're going to end up in jail. You know? You're going to end up in jail. So really, quit pulling the lion's tail. You're going to get in trouble. It's not going to work out good. You know, law enforcement follows my feed, right? They want to know who's attacking me. They want to know who's doing the swatting calls. The guy in Portland and Crypto Wagey, those are the kinds of people who do nefarious acts. Crypto Wagey Extreme made a terrorist threat to me, said he was going to hire people to hurt me. Why would you do that? That's a crime. You guys feed off attention from me. You're ridiculous. Like, literally, if I'm pond scum, what does that make you? The bacteria on the pond scum? I just don't get it. Like, literally. Don't you have a parent? Don't you have parents? Doesn't somebody love you? Go do something with your life. Besides harassing me. And don't go harass somebody else. Like, get your life together. Harassing people on the internet is not a career. Unless you're a paid assassin. You know, another state is paying you, but that's still a crime. Quit committing crimes. Woman who scarred man's face with pint glass spared jail and told to grow up. Women have life on easy mode. Oh man, this guy said he would ban congressional stock trading. Now in office, he trades freely. We really just don't have a functioning government. I mean, I hope Trump tries to change things for us. I hope he tries to make it better. Wow, here's a picture of a bot farm. Let me make it large. Whoa, whoa, wow. Check this out. Well, hold on a sec. This is really impressive. All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. All right, so those are phones. These here, those are phones, sideways. And then he's accessing the phone on that desktop. And look at that monitor. Wow. He says it's a bot farm. Okay, so how many they got? 1, 4, 5, 10. It looks like 30. Looks like 30 per unit, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 20, 24. Looks like he's got 24 times 3. About 700 phones. Good for him, really, you know? Like, think of the insecurity somebody has that you've got to buy fake likes to give the appearance you're popular. I mean, it does work. People are like, I mean, it's manufactured credibility. Like maybe they're selling some stuff on Etsy. I don't know. But like Elon Musk and Twitter should only have only verified members, no bots. And people should be required to use their real name, like like real accountability. Trump should have come up with an internet license. Nobody can go on the internet without a license. These militia, what did it's not, it's a word starts with an M. Not nuisance. Well, malicious. These people harassing me, they're malicious type of people. They're just like literally stop or you're going to end up in jail. Wouldn't you rather go to jail for something awesome like bank robbery? Like maybe you could get away with bank robbery and you get some money. But when you fuck with me, there's no payday. You know? You're going to be in jail. What are you in jail for? Oh, fucking with Wayne Lambright. Who's that? Oh, he's a big nobody. Well, why'd you do that? And you'll be like, it'll hit you. You'll be like, wow, I guess I'm dumb. I probably shouldn't have done that. Like literally take my advice. Go steal something with value. There's no value over here. I'm a guy struggling in the desert. I'm a has-been. I haven't my only accomplishment is survival. Yeah, I've put, well, the people swatting me, 5 of them are in prison now. Well, Alan Follion is one name. The Rockabilly Chad guy, he's in prison. So, like, don't do it. Stop while you're, like, literally, you know, these, like, I just watched Score, which is, by the way, a really great movie. And I've seen it 4 times. And I watched it again last night. And, like, look at Robert De Niro. He's a handsome guy. I don't like his politics. I think he's well, I just don't like his politics. But Score, he's going to do one more Score. His girlfriend's like, no, you promised you'd stop. Baby, I just got to do one more. I got to get a big pile of money. One more Score. And you know who, I can tell you who did one more Score and it didn't work out. You know who that is? All the people in prison. They're in prison because they didn't think they would get caught. It's like fishing. Fish are like, no, that's not a bait. That's not a hook. That's just a real worm, and I'm going to go eat it. And then they're dinner. Like, so The people in jail are like fish, and they didn't realize it was bait, and they didn't think they would get caught. But now they're in prison. So if you're going to go to prison, do it for something really valuable. Like get a job at Best Buy and then plan to steal like 30 laptops or 30 PlayStations and have them fenced before you steal them. Get your job at Best Buy with a total fake identity. Like do something, but to be just harassing innocent people like these misguided people from kiwi farms. I think Mike Tyson said it well. We have a whole generation of kids who've never had the lights punched out of them. You know, these people need their lights punched out. They've never been in a fist fight. I've been in a bunch of fist fights. I've had 3 bloody noses, a couple fat lips, 4 black eyes. I've been in this. This was all. I haven't been in a fight since my sophomore year in high school, and I've never started fights. I accidentally, I threw the first punch, but I thought the other guy was going to punch me. He did the thing, like he flinched, and I just punched him. I knocked my brother's one of his loose teeth out once. I mean, it was his baby teeth, so they were coming out anyways. Like fighting is so low IQ. It's super low IQ. Here's who you should be fighting: the system. Like clearly, politicians, the House of Representatives and the Senate, are doing insider trading. Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, their AIPAC handler, is giving them, through another person, the secret stock tips. And they've got brokers set up for them to do all the trading for them, to launder the money into their accounts. And that's why they sell their soul to this other country. Joe Doe. Listen, dude. I'm blocking you, all right? I'm not going to fight anybody. Fighting is for low IQ people. And of course, a boxer or a fighter be like, oh, did you just call me low IQ? I'm going to kick your butt. Like literally, that's the man. Don't you realize how primitive your brain is? Like in life, you should be married and try to have children. You should be a family man. You should be a community man. You shouldn't be a nuisance to society. If you become a nuisance to society, we've got a place for you: prison. And when you get to prison, you're going to end up building a family and a community. All the things you should be building in today's life. You know, you can build in prison. You're going to build an illegal family. You're going to be joining a gang. You're going to be joining a mafia, and you're not going to have hardly any privileges. There's no internet in prison. So why don't you join a mafia and join a gang now, and you get internet and you get your freedom, and at least you can commit good crimes and make some money. Why advocate for people to getting knocked out when they say fighting? I'm not advocating it. I'm trying to make an analogy. I'm trying to use logic, because I've got these people harassing me who will go to jail. And then when you're in jail, hey, what are you in here for? Oh man, I was winding Wayne Lambright up on the internet. It was hilarious. Oh, really? What was your best wind up? One time I told him we should fight, and he blocked me. Like, literally, you've lost your mind. You have no purpose in life. Doomsday prepper. You know, maybe that's a good coaching business. There's one thing about the doomsday people and the preppers. They share their secret. They're like, yeah, you should be a prepper. Well, how do I get started? Well, let me show you. I got 5 gallons of beans. I got 5 gallons of rice. I got all this pizza sauce. I got this tomato sauce. I got this water system. They freely share a very complicated thing. Why do they do it? Because they're family oriented. They're community minded. They're good people trying to help other people. So there's a lot of people who will pay for organization. So maybe you just write a book about becoming a doomsday prepper. You get all the free information from the internet, like I'm on 4chan right now, and there's a prepper thread. If you don't know, there's a website called Plebes, number 4, plebs.org. And then you can search Plebes for 4chan stories about being a prepper. This freak guy, I don't know, like, you have mental illness, all right? You say I have mental illness. What makes you the expert? Because you have mental illness, all right? And I guess you've never had friends. I don't know what, maybe you're a Christian. Have you considered the secret place? It's called church. You should try it. You know, I guess you're homosexual. Guess what's at church? More homosexuals. Yeah. If you're straight, guess what's at church? Women. Yeah, at church. Straight women. All right, we gotta get some. Got to get some content here. By the way, we're restreaming. We're streaming on 2 channels right now, on YouTube and X. Yeah, the freak guy is gay. He's gay for me. And so is RSR guy. He's a homosexual. So I got basically 2 sociopath homosexuals who are gay for me. I don't know what. I don't know what vibe I'm giving off that makes gay men want me. I've had a lot of gay men approach me in the past. I have a high voice. Does that, like, why would you think a guy with a high voice is gay? I'm not gay. I like women most of the time. Women are so gorgeous, man. I'll tell you what I was thinking this morning. I was like, maybe I should just move to Mexico and find me a nice señorita, younger, age 30. I'm 56. A family with an extended family who's like, all right, you want to marry this gringo? We like him, and get approval from the parents to get married, and that the intent is to have children. I have a vasectomy, but I can get it reversed. So we have a few kids, and like I could open up an auto repair store, a mechanic. Like I bet you it's easy to open a business in Mexico. I think Ethan Ralph was telling me, like if you want to open a restaurant, you don't need like a restaurant license. You just open a restaurant. You know, if you want to be totally gangster, you should just join the CIA. Yeah, or your local police force. There's definitely gangsters there. Join the Freemasons. I mean, if you can do crimes and you can still sleep at night and it doesn't bother you, probably you should be a criminal. But if you want to sleep at night, then you're maybe just try to be a good person. You know what doesn't exist that should exist? Is a 24-hour pizza place. So many people love pizza, and we're living in a 24-hour world. If you're in a big city, like in San Francisco, there's a couple pizza places that are just raging at 3 and 4 in the morning because the bars have closed. Lines, like North Beach, just lines out the door everywhere. Line. All right. Taking you down, freak. Just blocked your accounts on my Twitter. He says he's publishing information to my home. Look at this guy. He says he's publishing my address and sending people to my home. That's a crime, dude. Even though it says freak, it's probably Jack from Crypto Wagey Extreme doing that. That's the kind of diabolical piece of shit he is. Jack, you think you're so smart? Well, just make money, dude, and just go live a life. All right. Do something good with your money. But being a thorn in the side of society, is that making your parents happy? Does that grandparents happy? Is that who you wanted to be in life? It's kind of nuts, right? Aberman says he works at Domino's delivering pizza. That's good. Whoops, connection. Uh-oh. Maybe the temperature. Okay, we're back. Haberman. Well, good job, dude. The boy said, how long are they going to be in prison for? Well, the first guy, Alan Fallion, only got 4 years. And he swatted 300 people. Come on, FBI. 4 years? He'll be out when he's 22 years old. He's going to do it again. I have to sue his father. These people cause huge pain and suffering for me. And Riverside Sheriff Office, like, why aren't they taking him to court? Like, we caught the guy, but they're, like, literally, that's dereliction of duty. Like, why won't the Riverside Sheriff Office press charges against him? That makes no sense. I guess I should talk to my congressman and say, we've got to come up with a law to go after these people doing online harassment. It's got to stop. We got to come up with, like, an internet driver's license, and nobody should be allowed to be anonymous on the internet. I'm using my real name, showing my face. I'm not a coward. I'm a real human being. And this is the beauty of the internet, is we can build at a distance. And I'm using the internet to create positive political change, to identify the weaknesses and to provide solutions. Like, that's a pretty honorable thing to do. And as I'm doing that, I got these malicious people throwing a stick in my spokes. It makes no sense. Bitcoin, 77,000. I bet you we could see a $40,000 Bitcoin. People were buying Bitcoin because they thought they were rich. They had all that inflated stock market money. Well, now that disappeared, people are like, oh shit. He says, let's take everybody's rights away because I'm a snowflake. Well, you don't have a right to harass people. That's actually breaking the law. And so obviously you don't care because you're a sociopath or a psychopath. You have no empathy for other people. You don't care about the pain you're causing. Try the shit you're doing online in real life and see what happens to you. There's a question here. Is evolution the biggest lie that you've been told? Absolutely. There is no evolution. Everything is created, most likely by, well, a guy remote viewed it, and there's a guy, a god, he's like the DNA holder, and one of the remote viewers, Dick Allgaier from Hawaii, he remote viewed the god in charge of DNA. And when they populate another planet with plants and humans and bugs and creatures, the DNA god determines, like, based on the atmospheric pressure and the oxygen content, what kind of things can live on that planet. He actually remote viewed and had a conversation with this guy. What? Like, you can't make this up. Okay, here's an economy statement. His says, no, they're in the room with my heating, ventilation, air conditioning guy who just told me he can't honor the $15,000 to replace my broken system because their supplies jump prices, and so now it's $22,000. They're apparently in the room with every other HVAC company inside 75 miles. Somebody says, I want to ask some of you, are the tariffs in the room with you right now? Being a smart ass. JD Vance says, we must take back every piece of U.S. land controlled by China. Not a single blade of grass should be theirs. Oh, totally true. Well, how about we just do this? How about we allow for no foreign ownership of U.S. land? That's a simple law. I support that. I'm going to just show this picture here. Sacrificing babies to some god. What the fuck is going on? You know? That's pretty wacky. I get a lot of criticism for converting to Judaism, and I'm fascinated by religion, and the main reason I did it is Christians. I don't believe in Jesus anymore because Christians won't live the life of Jesus. You know, they're hypocrites. So I don't believe this Jesus guy was real because Christianity they don't follow the teachings of Jesus. They're liars. Like they call it synagogue of Satan. Oh, no. How about church of Satan? I think the Christians are the Satanists and that the Jews are the real good people. Yeah, there might be a group of Jews who pretend to be Jews, but are not, and they're doing acts of evil. And that's what I'm saying the Christians are doing. I mean, you're going to get that with all religions, people who are Christians in name only, Jews in name only. There's two things about religion that really interest me. One is I believe that God is an alien who visited the earth, and he documented the proper way for living. Well, who's to say he's right? Well, I'm going to say he probably is right. He came to our planet in a space vehicle, and that's advanced technology. Hypothetically, he created us with DNA in a laboratory on some other planet. So this person has a level of intelligence far above our level of intelligence. And if they're going to go through the hassle of creating us, that's probably a benevolent thing. So they care about us and they want us to live the best life possible. So whatever they told us to do, we probably should try to do. So there's that. Then there's this Hebrew book that's written in a very specific way. And when they made copies, if one letter was wrong, they had to burn the book. And then recently, because of computers, they were able to find encoded information in this book. It might be the Torah or the Talmud. I'm not sure what book it is, but some were saying it was the Bible, but it's not the Bible. It's written in Hebrew, and there's a column and then another column of words. And it was like if you read one letter, then skip 47 spaces, and then read that letter, it was like JFK killed. Really interesting stuff. So if somebody wrote us a book, then had the ability to put future events in there, like Nostradamus, that means they have time travel. That means, like, it's leading towards, this is a simulation. Like, everything is pre-planned. At some high level, it's like our life is some kind of computer software game. It seems so far-fetched, but whew. Hey, I mean, I guess they discovered this around 1999 or 95, this encoded stuff in the Bible. So, you know, if Muslims had a book that had encoded information, I might be interested in being a Muslim. But I'm only aware that the Jews have this book. So it makes more sense for me to join the team with the most information. All right. So Jews have family values. They have community values. They help and protect one another. It's my Jewish friends that helped me when my life fell apart. And, you know, what role did I have in my life falling apart? 100% role. It was my life. I fucked myself. I did things I shouldn't have done. I drank. I got drunk on Twitter and said shit. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, well. Have I learned my lesson? Mostly. I mostly have. We all make mistakes. And sometimes when you trip and fall, you need somebody to help you up. That's all. Habener Man says, yeah, I think God is an ancient alien too. It's the only thing that makes sense. Yeah, it is the only thing that really makes sense. Magical powers are exotic technology that we've never seen. So, I'm talking to you on a smartphone. There we go. On a 32-ounce jar of chicken broth. I mean, we're living in a really fantastic world to have I can have conversations with people all around the world on a little device. Like, I never believed this world would happen. I didn't see this coming. I'm impressed. Oh, I hope they can fax someday. That would be cute. Egypt mobilized near Gaza. Ooh. That's great. You know, I like this restreaming thing. I've got 27 people. That's nearly double what I normally have. Normally my streams are just 6 or 7 people. So I'm really grateful people are hanging out here. And, you know, please put in some comments if you have any questions. Be as respectful as possible. Wow. Let me show you these tank formations. So those are tanks, and those are tanks, and that's a highway. And then up here, tanks. I have to do it in camera. I don't have a fancy computer to swap things around. Woo! Wow, that's really awesome. Look at that tank formation. Let's see if there's any more. Oh, here's some more. Something's going to happen in the Middle East. They're really agitating. Israel is agitating all its neighbors. What? Look at Greta here. I think I got a crush on Greta. What is going? This must be AI. Damn, she's fine. No condiment on. Bad for the environment. Oh, that's great. These are AI Gretas. Wow. That is just too much. I'll have to come back here later. All right. Oh, we made it in an hour so far. That's good. I'll tell you what I'm thinking about right now. If you're a Southern California person, there's a place called Vince's Spaghetti in Ontario. Oh, it's so delicious. They've had like the same, it's like In-N-Out Burger for spaghetti. The menu hasn't changed in 50 years. Delicious garlic bread. It's just so consistent. And it was a large family, and I think there's like 3 or 4 restaurants. And they're all family. They're not like a franchise or anything, but they could easily franchise it. Worst crash since 1987, they're saying here. Well, the 1987 crash, I did some research about a year ago, and it was 20% drop in one day. If this holds, this is the worst 3-day period in the market since 87. Yeah. This was unusual whales. I think he might have said this today. China's new silicon-free chip beats Intel with 40% more speed and 10% less energy. What? That's amazing. How did they invent that? The European Union's going to make it worse. Well, what do we need the EU for? Well, German cars. Europe seems to make a lot of bad decisions. I'm not even sure why we're partners with them. We really should be better partners with Mexico and Canada. They're saying iPhone assembly jobs for everybody in America. Well, a computer makes most of that iPhone. It's mostly like the circuits are put on the board with like robot arms, and I think a lot of it is done robotically. We're really getting to the point where manufacturing is very robotic. Fauci's blanket non-specific pardon covers him back to 2014. Why is Fauci pardoned for, I don't know, anything maybe, going back to 2014? Let's read this pardon. Who the pardon? The city of Washington? For any offenses against the United States which he may have committed or taken part in during a period of January 1, 2014 through the date of this pardon arising from or in any manner related to his service as Director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, as a member of the White House Coronavirus Task Force or the White House COVID-19 Response Team, or as Chief Medical Advisor. Why would they give him... Nobody should be... He shouldn't have a pardon. Oh well. I feel sorry for the people who were affected by that. You know, if you can't make it to Harbor Freight in person, you can buy it online and have it shipped to you. I think I'm going to make a big Harbor Freight purchase online. SF date. 5 o'clock. Everybody's looking good here. A fish and chip joint that embodies Northern Cal's fishing culture. Oh, that sounds good. Disneyland drops America's latest recession indicator. Its lowest profit in 2 years. Good. Well, friends, Trump administration cancels dozens of student visas. Why? Andrew Tate visits 4chan. That's no surprise. He's pretty entertaining. I like the stuff he does. I mean, some of it. I don't follow him that much. It's so cozy in here right now. 81, 89 outside. Somebody posted a stream of 4chan saying I'm giving away my stuff. That's a crime, asshole. What is wrong with people? Wayne, can you talk about the DNA strands and math equation? Let me think about that. Wait a sec. No, I can't. Microsoft operating system has over 1 million lines of code, and our DNA, from my limited understanding, is billions of lines, billions. So there's something magical within DNA, and if things are turned on or turned off through the process of birth, it makes things. DNA is like an oven, and when you put the specific DNA in the oven and you hit bake, it can make a monkey, it can make a rose bush, it can make a human, it can make a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, I bought another flag, so I can fix my flag. Europeans and Brits are ordered to assemble a 72-hour survival kit. Oh, sounds like good information. You know what? I think a prepper book, a survival prepper book, that can probably be really popular. What you need, let me share it with you here. This falls under helping people. Non-perishable food, water, a torch, your identity documents, first aid kit, radio, battery-powered radio, Swiss Army knife. The UK keeps the lights on with the help of a handful of ships delivering liquefied natural gas each week. Gas is then transported by pipeline to the country's aging power stations. Ships from Qantar dock in Milford Haven. Wow, look at all that. That's a beautiful looking ship. There's big balls under here. Spheres usually. I ask this because I think the equation is written in 3 dimensions and expressed in four dimensions. Wow. That's pretty deep thinking, Kevin or Stephen. Good job. Well, this is actually one of those things that AI might solve for us. I would suspect that people who are developing AI and who are geneticists are probably working together trying to unravel the code. Like I said, I would like to have a third set of teeth. And now you can grow a third tooth. Like if you lost a front tooth, they can grow another one. And they do it by putting vibrations on the bone where you want it to grow. And that's pretty amazing. And I thought it'd be neat if you could change your eye color to have like blue eyes. There's a medical procedure where they use laser, and the brown pigment, I'm hazel eye, the brown, that pigment can be lasered, and your body just absorbs it. And so then right away You have blue eyes. Zap, 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 zap. They're charging like 10 grand or 5 grand. It's not that important to me. If it was a 500, I'd probably do it. Not worth 5 grand. If I want to, if I got, I don't know. If I was physically fit, I'm really fat right now, so I got to lose a lot of weight. Women still talk to me. It's nice. Women still flirt with me even though I'm fat. I think it's because I'm tall. I'm 6'3" with shoes on, 6'2" without. Trump announces he's crashing the market on purpose. Okay, we got to read this one. Oh, I cooked a really delicious steak. I had a tri-tip, and I boiled it with some spring onions and celery, and that orange stuff. I always forget what it's called. Turmeric. I made a nice soup. It says President Trump just equalized trade and made it more fair and level for American workers and companies. After 80 years of foreign corporations getting rich off the backs of American workers, the drop in stock prices just illustrates how much of the world is betting against America and getting rich off American companies who were being hamstrung and handicapped by world markets. The way to build real and lasting wealth going forward is to stop investing in China and start investing in America. This is a historic opportunity that comes around maybe once or twice in a lifetime to enter the stock market and acquire shares in American producers when they are affordable and inexpensive. And if you haven't figured that out yet, then you aren't smart enough to build wealth and be rich in the new economy. And if you're allowing yourself to get left behind, it's no one's fault but your own. Now is the time to be smart. But most people have no money to get into the stock market. So I think the stock market just has a lot of fraud. The vast majority of old people who have money for retirement is in the S&P 500 index. It's big time bag. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, the the money, like California PERS, has got. Well, since we have so much inflation, if the money is not invested wisely, it doesn't grow. It has to grow with inflation. So things would be different if we got rid of the Federal Reserve, but they nearly force you to put your money in the stock market so it grows against inflation. Here's an old tweet from Donald Trump. If Kamala wins, you're 3 days away from the start of a 1929 style economic depression. If I win, you are 3 days away from the best jobs, the biggest paychecks, and the brightest economic future the world has ever seen. Well, one thing's going to happen if we're having we're in a period of not extreme hyperinflation, but we're in a period of inflation, and we need to make sure that wages and retirement people, like people on Social Security, grandmas and grandpas, some of these people live on small amounts of money, and like they might only get $1,000 a month or $2,400 a month. We need to increase their by 1%. It needs to be increased for them because groceries are more expensive. All kinds of utilities are really expensive. So we've got to give these old people more money. They shouldn't be suffering. They help build the world that we live in, and we got to protect the old people. You know, Netanyahu's in Washington, D.C. right now, and we have something called the international courts, and there's a warrant for his arrest, and we're not honoring the international court. So what's the purpose of the international court if we're not going to honor it? He just murdered 40,000 innocent people. Those people didn't do anything. If we don't protect the weakest members of society, then we haven't advanced as a global community. You know, I said it when I did my interview with Lily, the Lily Pad, which is a really cute name, young, beautiful woman for sure. And I said, my idea to bring peace to the Middle East, it should be tried. We've tried war for 100 years. Let's try peace for years. And if it doesn't work out, we can always go back. Hey, Charles, good to see you. You know, Charles, I went to go add you back on my Twitter. It occurred to me today, I didn't have to unfriend you. I could have just muted you. I just didn't want you direct messaging me. I wanted to have public conversations because we have good conversations, but we shouldn't be having them in private. So I went to add you back, and I see that you deleted that account. So Trump used tariffs as a way to renegotiate trade deals. Over 50 countries have reached out. Exactly. I said that a few days ago, that by Tuesday, the stock market would capture back its losses. All right, you're taking a break from Twitter. That sounds good. Here's something. It says it takes 6 years to build a factory. The chip fab in 2020 and will be completed in 2026. Russia could easily, or Iran could easily use a hypersonic missile and take out those chip fabrication plants. We'd be screwed. We should have well, we don't have anything to defend against the hypersonics, but we should try to build something. I think we could make an anti-gravity shield. I think it's possible. Somebody says housing crash when? We're not going to have a housing crash. There's just too many good working parts right now. If they crashed the economy, it would be catastrophic. We probably wouldn't recover. We might not recover for 50 to 100 years if they crash the market now. There would be fighting, there would be wars, there'd be looting and burning and murder and mayhem. It would be just super catastrophic. You know, I am thinking about moving to, a place where I can grow food. I'm considering moving to like the East Coast or the Midwest, Maybe I should buy a place where the tornadoes are, because that's got to be cheap land. And then I just build an underground home, make it tornado proof. Yeah, just build a concrete home. There's some places where building permits aren't really necessary. The stock market is tripping the breaker before the market's open. All right, let's read this. It sounds like they're saying it's going to be ugly tomorrow. 30 people? I never have 30 people. This is really exciting. This is from the Twitter account. The Kobayashi letter. Breaking the Russell 2000 futures briefly hit limit down threshold of -7%. We're not even in the cash session yet, and at a limit levels. All right, let me show you what this is. This doesn't make sense to me, but it might make sense to you. So it just went from 2000 to 17. Almost 5% drop. It says women are happier wage slaving at McDonald's, but going to Tinder Chad for casual fucks at the end of the day, then to marry most men and have a monogamous loving family with them. It's a picture of Kamala Harris. It's like, miss me yet? No. Okay, here's another. I think I just read that. Breaking brokerage firms are sending out circuit breaker warnings. Sending out circuit breaker warnings as U.S. stock market futures extends 3-day losses to 15%. CMA Group U.S. equity futures market are coordinated with the stock circuit breakers at market 7%, 13%, and 20%. The 7% and 13% circuit breakers are each followed by 15-minute trading halts. If the 20% level is reached, the market closes for the trading day. After 3:25 Eastern, market will halt unless the 20% level is reached. 4-6. Oh boy. Well, buckle up. Stock market's going down is having a beneficial effect on the American economy. Stock market's going down, gas prices going down, inflation going down, etc. Is the stock market the one causing all of the high prices and bad economic trouble America is in? Kind of. Stock market goes down, then everything slowly starts becoming more. Let's read it. More affordable. Stock market, everything slowly starts becoming more affordable. This can't just be a coincidence, can it? Well, they printed 400% more money in Joe Biden's first month of office that was created by Trump. So even the Federal Reserve or the Treasury started buying stock. They said they had to buy stock in American companies to keep the companies from crashing. during COVID. That's really suspicious. But all that printing of money just pushed up the prices, because the stock market, they need constant profits. Like politicians are like, well, the stock market's up, therefore things are okay. They forgot to tell you that they printed all this money, and so they know we're in a time of hyperinflation, so the stock price has to go up to reflect the new phony currency that was printed. It's just a way of robbing the people. Hey, Charles, what have you been up to lately? Beer? You seem like the kind of guy who might want to brew his own beer. I'm thinking about brewing my own beer. I want to share with you a car that's about to become very valuable. Oh, you like to make apple wine? Well, that sounds cool. It's this Mercedes. This is called an R109. And you want the year with these small bumpers. That stopped in 74. And, oh, that's these chrome things. So ugly. These cars are soon to become worth $50,000 to $100,000, because the car it replaced, called a Patagonia in the 60s, they're selling for $100,000 to $300,000, depending on condition. Here's another Mercedes I want to share with you. This car, it's a CL 500. It's not exotic. You can find a lot of them around. You might have noticed it was low, and the car has something called active body control. It's really expensive to fix, and you can just replace it with normal springs and struts for about $2,000, and it'll never go bad. And it's a really beautiful, luxurious car. And they can get 24 miles to the gallon. That one there is a 2700. Let's see if he mentions the ABC problem. 18%, Charles? That's insane. You got to give your liver a day off, dude. Yeah, this guy mentions it has an ABC pump problem. Those pumps are about $600 rebuilt. I think they're $1,200 or $2,000 from the dealer. Let me show you the dash. It's really pretty. But look at that seat. That's expensive. That car is it's not worth $2,700 with the ABC pump broken. And it's got 200,000 miles. That car's worth $2,700 with it working. And that fucked up interior is killing it. The seats have air conditioning in the seat. I had one of these. I had the 4-door. What? Oh, now this just turned into a car show. Okay, friends, check this. Oh no, this is why it's so cheap. $750. It's a 74, smog exempt. It looks like he crashed. Come on, baby, load. I need both front fenders and bumper repair. Holy smokes. That is wrecked. Oh, man. Wow. I don't think that's worth $750. Oh, it's black on black. Hey, Crimby. Nice to see you. What have you been up to, Crimby? All right, I'm going to show you another car. Laney K-Bop. All right, so this car, have you ever hated a car? I used to hate this car. And it has absolutely grown on me. It'll take a moment. The 4-door coupe. When it came out, I was like, oh my God, make something so ugly. But the interior is really dreamy. And well, it's not loading because I'm podcasting with you. Whatever. Just cleaning your house. You took a little nap, about to sip some decaf and listen to some Lambright. Right on. Ooh. Wow. They only went 4,800, 150,000 miles. All right, I'm going to try to load this for us because that's a dreamy car. Friends, I just want to share with you, like, you can get so much value. Look at this car. $6,000. Only got 160,000 miles. That's easily good for 250. So you got another 100,000 miles. Here's a 91 Roadster. It's the first year. 5,500 bucks. Let me tell you something about that Roadster, the 91. So you have to do research on these cars before you buy it. So Mercedes did something really stupid in 1991, 92, and I think it's fixed by 93. They used the wrong rubber on the wires for the engine, and it turns to cookie crumbs. And the whole wire harness for the motor, the engines, is super fucked. And it starts fires, it stops working. And they replaced a lot of these harnesses under warranty. My diesel has this problem, but my harness has already been, most of it's been fixed. So it might even go to 95. 1995. But still, these are like, that car was like 70,000 back then, which is like 140,000 in today's money. It's a real solid car, safe, dependable. No car is trouble-free. And the beauty of a car that's over 20 years old, all the problems have been found. People are like, oh yeah, that's normal. Here's the repair. Take you 4 hours. Here's the parts. And when a car is 25 years old, guess how expensive the parts are? They're not. Yeah, I was posting today, Adam. Or are you saying people are posting about me? Okay, here's the car. Kind of a sexy car. And look at that interior. No rips on the seat. The seat's leaning back. All right. Well, you kind of don't want a car that a teenager is owned. Usually when the seat's reclining, it's either a very tall person or a teenager. Wow. Now, this is the 550, and I think that was a twin turbo V8, and I think they have problems with the head bolts. Mercedes made some shit. Yeah, it looks like a spacecraft. Yeah, let's see what people are saying about me. Well, I don't know what is up with these people. Ooh, look at this. Where else can you get a nice convertible for $2,000? Like, check this baby out. And I bet you that work. So the top in these are hydraulic, and the seals go kaputs. So guess how much the hydraulic pieces are? Thousands of dollars. And guess how much the seals are? $8. So you can just buy new rubber seals and fix it for a little bit. Car runs, has no check engine light, but has oil leak. Can drive, but I would advise against it until you get the oil pan fixed. Minor work needs to be done, but it's reliable once oil leak is fixed. Needs AC to be recharged, but it does work. Title in hand. Oh, the interior is... Well, it's pretty normal for a convertible to be dusty looking if they leave the top down a lot. Depends on how bad that oil leak is. He might have cracked the oil pan, Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I mean, people defend me over there. There's, some crackpots. 2003 CLK 320. Let me show you something else about this car, in case you're gonna ever. Yeah, there's three on each side of the hazard. You want those are features like heated seats and other things. Some cars don't have all the buttons. Some might just have two buttons. So when you're looking at these cars, you want the one with all the buttons because it's got more features. It means it's worth more. It's kind of normal for a convertible, especially if it has leather seats, for the seats to be fucked and tearing because it shrinks in the sun. You can buy for about $500 new leather seat covers. So you take the seat out, you undo all the leather little clips, and then you put the new leather on the seat, provided the cushions haven't been damaged. And so it's still a lot of car for the money. I really encourage men and women to learn to work on your own car. You'll save a lot of money. You're not going to have like some $600 car payment. The main things to keeping a car alive are do not overheat it and don't run it out of oil. So change your oil and make sure the rubber hoses to the radiator, when you squeeze it, if you hear any crunching, any crack, there's little fibers. So when you squeeze it, those fibers should stretch, but if it's old, you'll hear them snapping inside the rubber, and it would be time to replace the hoses. Hoses are not that expensive. Like you can probably there's probably 12 hoses for the engine. So you got an upper and lower radiator hose, you got a heater hose, you got the hose to the reservoir tank overflow, probably a few more hoses doing some other shit. Super easy to change those, like so easy to change these rubber hoses. Then when your rubber hoses have been changed, there's no chance of one fatiguing during a really hot summer. Yeah. I'm driving my car right now without a thermostat in it, and I've never done that. And these damn friends, the phone is overheating. We're gonna try this. We're gonna put the fan on it. All right, that should work. We're nearly out of battery, so I'm gonna put some electricity on it. The problem when I do that is it makes more heat. able to use my little stand. Oops. All right. We're almost back. Yeah, that's kind of working. Fan on it. All right. You know, these people, what's the deal with trying to put people down? What do you get out of it? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't affect me. What affects me are swatting and the lies that you print, saying shit. But calling me fat, I can care less. You know what? I am fat. I own it. I don't mind owning that I'm overweight. Nobody knows it more than me. I'm not. My ego's not so frail that I'm hurt by you calling me fat. But what is concerning is that you're like, if I was your parent, I'd be like, how does calling some guy you don't know on the internet fat put money in your pocket? It doesn't. You're wasting your life. Go get a real estate license. Go sell cars. Start a lawnmower business. Maybe teach senior citizens how to play video games for money. Having a video game consulting service and sell contracts to senior citizen homes as it's a healthy behavior for senior citizens. Sometimes senior citizens live in like a hotel. It looks like a hotel. And they're just condominiums. And they're managed by a management team. And they make dinner for the seniors, and the seniors go down to the cafeteria. And it's not, I mean, some of them are swanky and some aren't. And they have activities for the seniors. And so you could go to the Senior Citizen Center and write a proposal and have video game night, and you teach senior citizens how to play video games. You charge for this. You charge the senior citizen house, whatever your time's worth, $300 or $400 for 4 hours. Too much noise from the wind. All right. Well, I'll put it over here. Is it windy? Or is it okay? Anyways, you could charge them like it's a workshop. So then you could do private consulting for so much per hour and teach senior citizens how to play games. Then show them how to make money with their Twitch account. Okay, good. Thank you for the feedback. Man. Here's a couple cars like mine. They're not gas. Here's one for 3,600. There's another one for 4,400. They both get about 22 to about 22 miles to the gallon on the highway. Bad for a 4,600-pound car. That, if you're in an accident, you got a high probability of living. This has been one of the best streams I've had with 27 people. That means I'm picking up people from Twitter. Thanks for being here, folks. Here's another car that's pretty interesting. This is a S-Class from the 70s. That happens to be the gasoline, the 280 SE. These cars are kind of animal. All right, we're back. The cars are analog kind of, and not much goes wrong. Things do go wrong, but not much. Not much can go wrong with a car like that. Wow, here's another CLS. A 2011 with the AMG package. Wow. That's pretty sweet looking. Oh, here's one on the dash. Oh, that's bad on him. That steering wheel should be straight for the photo. But when you take photos of the car, that's cool. But that's a pretty, like, this is all wood. It's a very beautiful car. Some of these cars had something called conductor plate, and that's part of the transmission, and they go bad. And you just have to take the oil pan off of the transmission, and then it's right there. It's a job you can do at home. How do you find out about the problems of every car? You just join one of the Mercedes-Benz groups like benzworld.org, and there's another one. Just search Google, you'll find them. These people are super duper helpful. Well, I think we're at the end. We did 2 hours here. Quite a day. Trump is pointing his finger at Elon. Huh. I wonder what that's about. Well, friends, I guess, wow. It's 5:30. I don't have to turn off my air conditioning anymore. I can go another 2 hours and still have battery for the night. Winning. Well, that's it. Crimby, thanks for being here. Haberman, Charles Smith. I think Tetrahedrocon was here too. I'm out of things to talk about, so have a good night. Have a good night, friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.